Hello, welcome to Farthest Frontier. People are starting to abandon their houses, it seems. So, yeah, that's not good. It'll be because, we're running out of resources, wooden planks and logs. So they don't just basically build a house and that's it. They actually have to maintain them. So that's a bit, bit of a challenge because I don't have that many logs. Well, but I've got 0 logs, and the problem is at the moment everybody's going through this process of upgrading from the shelter, which is what you start with, to the next tier, which is a homestead, and they're using planks as well as logs, so it's putting a bit of a strain on our resources. Now, I want to start growing crops anyway. And as it turns out, the area I'm thinking of actually has quite a few trees in it. I mean, it's a bit of a pain because what I'm going to end up doing is taking out this forager shack. There's going to be hardly anything left for them to do, but needs must. I mean, I can't expand the housing much further in that direction. Probably end up going in that direction, although I can see it coming down in this direction as well, but yeah, I think I'll have to pick out an area somewhere around here to start with the farming, because I can always rip them out and start again. Although it's a bit of a pain to do that. It takes ages to build farms. In any case, I do need to clear things out. I'm going to just focus on any stones or trees in this area. I'll leave the bushes, although they'll end up probably going anyway once we build these farms, because they'll clear them out. I'll just select those, and that'll keep them occupied a bit. I mean, I do have a work camp down here, so it's got some trees, but until we get to tier 3, I can't get them to plant their own trees. There was somebody else to help, I suppose. Speaking of which, we've got about 22 labourers, so this could be interesting. I mean, we need to build more houses anyway. I mean, I want to get to tier 3. Which needs 150 people, so that's a lot more to add. Now, farming comes under food production. So what you've got is a sort of there's different places around here with different levels of fertility, so it probably makes sense to go somewhere where it's, you've got the high fertility to begin with, but you can add to it and improve it over time. I think I might start around here somewhere. I mean, this is in the 70s, working into the 80s, but the thing to bear in mind is that, well, for one thing, you need at least 5 by 5. Anything smaller than that is not allowed. And then you can go all the way up to 12 by 12. So that's a 12 by 12. Now, the yield of crops, the amount of crops that you get, varies depending on the size of the field, the number of workers that you need to manage a field. Obviously it increases as you build bigger and bigger farms, but the trouble is, the efficiency is a bit odd. I mean, I think last time I was playing this, I was doing fields of 7 by 7. That seemed to be the sweet spot, because if I build a bigger field, it's going to need more people, but the amount of crops that I get per farmer goes down at that point. So that seems to be the sweet spot. I've checked it again, and what I'm still seeing is this still seems to be the best sized field to go with. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, I'm going to have to tweak this because at the moment I've got to deal with the soil mixture as well. It's going to take them ages to build this, but I think that's what we'll go with. It makes no difference, what the fertility is as to what the potential yield is. I've just got that minimum and maximum, which is always the same. I mean, even if I go over here, I mean, that's 5 by 5 there, so 150 to 425. Here it's very fertile. It's still 150 to 425, so that doesn't change. It just depends on environmental factors and the fertility of the soil. It also depends on the, I suppose to some extent, how your actual farmers are doing, how far they've got to go. So at some point I might start introducing houses for them to live down here. rather than living up here and having to keep coming all the way down to here. But for now I just need to get the ball rolling, shall we say. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build 3 7x7 fields. So let's see, so I need another one, and I suppose it doesn't really matter at this point, but I want to leave a gap. Reason being is you can then start to introduce bees, and they do well if they're surrounded by fields that have got, well, fields with crops. They'll get you the wax, for example, which you can use that for making the candles, which is things that these people need. But I'm just going to just build 3 7x7s. But it'll take them like forever and a day. So that's 9, 8, 7. Oh, I was right on the edge there. Right. So I'll leave them to get on with that. They'll build those 3 fields. And the reason I'm going to build 3, as you'll see, is that you've got to deal with rotating your crops. And they give you 3 years to deal with that. I've just realised there's a trader here actually I should be dealing with. But each field gives you 3 crop rotations. So that's why I'm doing a 3 fields. So for instance, that field there might grow carrots in year 1, that one will grow them in year 2, that one will grow them in year 3. Part of the reason for that is trying to balance out the fertility. Some of the crops take away a lot of the fertility, some will actually add it in. Sometimes you might have to leave a field to fallow and just grow nothing depending on how bad things are. But you've also got diseases as well, so you can't just keep growing the same crop year on year. You've got to rotate over the years. What is this? What's this dude one? Oh, is there anything we can sell? There's nothing I can sell at a high price. There's stuff we can buy. I'm not really at the point where I could do with grain, so there's no point buying that on the cheap. Because that's extremely below level value. That one, I've got to be careful with the gold as well, because I'm not, as far as I'm aware, we're not producing enough gold. Might be scraping by a bit, but it'll get better. We'll get more gold as time goes by, because these homesteads that we've got here produce gold. So actually it tells you, yeah, we're getting 2 from homesteads and 13 from homesteads, 2 from luxuries. Does that have to do with things that people are buying, possibly? Because you get different amounts of money depending on, you know, the prosperity of the houses. But nothing jumps out in terms of what I can get from him anyway. So we'll leave him be. Yes, I'm well aware people need clothing. So I'll speed that up, and then they're going to go elf leather and start chopping things down and digging it up, but it just takes a long time. But then we'll be able to get better crops out of this lot. And the trouble is, even then it throws a bit of a curveball, because different crops need different soil types. Some of them need clay, more clay in the soil. Some need more sand, so you've got to be careful as to what crops you put in, because you'll rotate each year into a different crop, even maybe within the same year. And if they don't have the same preferences for soil and sand, you've then got to keep rotating that as well, which is, it's a lot to keep on top of. So I like to basically keep it as simple as possible and just grow things that like the same environment. Right, what do you have? So what do you want to buy? You want to, I can sell you, oh, this candles. Have you got any candles? Because I'm trying to see if there's anything I can buy on the cheap from one and sell it at a higher price to the other, basically. Tools, swords. No, there's nothing jumping out there. So is there anything I can at least sell and try to get some money? I mean, I've got quite a lot of fish, so I think I don't want to buy. Oh, they're only buying it. Oh. Ridgecills. Yeah, doesn't matter. I'll leave them. I'll leave them to it. Just get them to focus on this. So like, yeah, it needs 2,304 work units. So their occupation is a farmer. Oh, interesting. So they've already been turned over to be farmers. So we're down at the moment to only 18 labourers, but I think they were. Well, I'll find out in a minute. Well, actually, find out now. So that's a 7x7. That's going to need. So that's going to be 12 people going into that. Low desirability. Yeah, this is the problem until we start getting more lugs, because I'm assuming that's why they're complaining. It's usually the case is it needs repairs, but we just don't have that, or there aren't enough builders around. The builders are too busy to work on it. Coming along anyway. I mean, the labourers will cut down all the trees and what have you. That's what they're busy on. So how many are these all farmers then? Yeah, so all these people have been turned into farmers. So they're going to till the land. The trouble is, once they've finished that, you've then got to go through the exercise of clearing out the weeds and the stones as well. I mean, fortunately, the area's, I mean, it's relatively quite fertile anyway. And although you get workers assigned to a specific field, you can see they're all helping out, you know, just to get things started. It's interesting why they left that one alone. They went so far on that one, then they've decided to switch over to that one for some strange reason. I mean, that's got 15 stone there to go through. There's that one there, but we'll have to just clear all these out. It takes, well, it takes as long as it takes, basically. They're on hold because presumably we've maxed out on resources. 18. So how many? What's the production limit? 200. Production halted. Huh. Interesting. So there's 8. Let's have a look how many we've got in stock then. Oh, right. So we've got 18 bows and we've got 100. So yeah, that's why they've stopped. Just wondering if there's anything else we can add into the mix. I mean, there's just so many things to do. They're going to be so occupied just down here anyway. I mean, you can always add more things in. I mean, we've got quite a bit more room for houses. And that's got to reach out to there. Well, I suppose we could start widening the walls out as well, because I'll have to do that at some point. Probably been better if I'd moved that up to there. A bit higher, but it's a thought. What if we move that? Move that, it gives me a bit more room. It takes away their desirability, doesn't it? Or does it? It's not really telling me. Unless it's showing you, it shows you at least that the building's highlighted. So it's got to be at least there to touch that one in the bottom corner. Right, we'll move that up to there then. Why not? That gives me a bit of wiggle room to maybe put some houses up there. Ooh, down to 72. 24, right. So, yeah, I know I've been through this before. So, yeah, you've got a choice of crops. Like I was saying, you've got to rotate over like 3-year periods. You can expand the crop field, you can select a specific crop. Then at the moment we've got, I mean, it's pretty fertile, but there's a lot of weeds and there's a lot of rocks, and that causes problems. Then you've got to deal with the soil mixture. So at this stage, I mean, it's kind of tricky because there's some crops like soil, and there's some crops like sand. So, for instance, the beans here, they tend to be more for the clay than the sand. Let's see, rye on the other, yeah, rye. Rye on the other hand tends to prefer more sand, so that's a clay one, and that's a sand one. So it doesn't really pay to mix things together. I mean, some of the crops, or most of the crops, are crops to eat, and some of them are going to be, well, like the blacks here are the ones that you're going to turn into produce. There's not a great deal of choice though when it comes to the ones that like, yeah, I mean, if you go down this path of the wheat grain stuff, that's when you're going to start introducing the windmills and all sorts. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to start off with just a farmer, because what the farmer does is to actually help deal with the weed levels and the rocks that you get. And we've got clover, which is good because it says there, if you look where it says impacts fertility in the bottom corner, it actually adds 3% to fertility, where these leeks, for instance, they actually have a -5% on fertility. So they actually take most of the fertility out, whereas that puts fertility in. And they all sort of vary. I mean, some of them have a good heat tolerance, some have a good frost tolerance, so you've got to grow these at differing times of the year depending on what the tolerance is. But I think what I'm going to do is, this one here doesn't seem to matter, the clover, so I'm going to put that back in, and then I'm just going to get the farmer to work on the field. So we're just going to work on it, put a bit of crops in. You won't get anything out of the clover, but at least it'll help with the fertility. Then when we get to year 2, we can see where it is, but I'm going to get started. I want to at least grow something. So for this one, so hold on, which one are we doing first? Oh, that's the third one. In which case, I think what I'll do is I'll just keep doing that, and I'll grow one crop per year for now. So we'll do some leeks, and then I'm going to do some clover. So the leeks, they don't seem to mind too much. I mean, it's going to be, when you're starting here, you can see how it's frosty. I mean, I can push that out to there, for instance, and that's going to be in the heat. Leeks are, yeah, leeks aren't so bad. But things like the beans, for instance, I'll have to keep them well away from this sort of portion of the year, otherwise they'll run into problems because of the frost. Then on the other hand, I think it's the, let's see, it's the carrots on the other hand. They'd have a problem, you know, during the summer period because it'd be very, very hot. So I'll get them working on that, and at least by the time we get to say like year 3, I'll have some leeks going. I'm doing that because for me that's going to be field number 3. I'll have that as field 1, that'll be field 2, then that'll be field 3. And I've got to sync these all up. So the idea is that maybe in year 1, this one will have leeks in year 1, this will have leeks in year 2, this will have leeks in year 3. So that way, each year, I've always got at least some leeks being grown and can be harvested. Ooh. Oh, they've dealt with the wolves, that's fine. So yes, there's quite a lot goes into these fields, I must admit. I mean, they've put a heck of a lot of thought into it. But yeah, for me, as far as I can tell, that 7x7 seems to be the sweet spot. I've got to wait until we get round to the other crops to find out what's best, because if you click on the leeks, for example, there's too much clay here. Ideally you want that measure over there. So we're going to have to add some more sand to this field, because then what you'll get is an improvement on the actual crop. I mean, we're into winter anyway, and looks like they're going to stop. That's interesting, because I don't think, as far as I'm aware, I mean, I've got clay being dug up over here, but where's the sand? It's one of those Nuts. Ooh, that's a thought. No. I'm sure there's a plant. I always remember there was a plant you could have that could actually be moved. And that's something I could do with trying to find out what it was. I'm going to get somebody to go up to the top of this hill because I think the sand, as far as I remember, the sand isn't that easy to find, and I think it is at the top of that hill. I mean, there's an infinite supply of stone on it. I think we've got. I think we've got. Well, yeah, I think we've got an infinite supply of gold around there somewhere. But right, so we're into winter. Firewood. Firewood's okay. So, and that's another thing as well. Because I've got a compost yard over here. So this has been just basically gathering waste from the houses at the moment. But, oh, there's a bear there. Oh no! Where's the hunter? Where are you? Right, go and... Can you go and deal with the bear? Well, that's down to 33%. Well, 33. Where are you? You're busy. Can you go and help out? Because otherwise, go and stand. Go and stand over there. It'll take a bite out of her, but. No, don't try and like take it on with hand to hand. Are you nuts? Unless she hasn't got any. Go and run in there. Run in there. Right, now you go and take it on. Oh, you. She must have run out of arrows. And she's off to get some more. Right, so they are out of stone. In which case, there's no point getting stone from there. I mean, I could. I haven't said that. Put it back to 1 to 1. I'll move their work area. There's plenty of like trees around there that can get. But anyway, yeah, I mean, so far what we're doing is we're gathering compost from the houses, which is good to keep the rats away. But then that can get turned to compost, and that goes into helping to fertilise the actual farms here. So what's going to happen is we'll get to the end of this year. This one's then going to rotate, and to be honest, it's going to do this here, which is effectively what we've done in year 1. So it's going to be year 3, or what is now year 2. So now they're starting where the farm's getting to work to get rid of the weeds, the rocks, and then they'll start planting clover. Now that the frost's gone, it looks like we're going to get started back again on the actual fields, and then we should, hopefully this year, we'll be able to then start growing more, growing our crops. Well, it looks like folks are a bit busy chopping trees down. Seriously, what are these predators? Oh, it's a wolf. I mean, I could take those wolves out, but I suppose it's like a source of getting pelts and all sorts. Anyway, is anybody being up here? No, yeah, we still haven't found our actual sand, because I'm going to need that by the looks of it. But I don't want to set anything until I found out what the actual crops are like, because different crops need different fertility levels, and I've got to find a combination that supports all 3 that's going in. Otherwise, I'll have to then start manually tweaking these, the amount of sand or clay each year, which is, to me, it's just not worth it. It's more micromanagement, which I'm trying to avoid. Oh, there's a wolf den there. Ooh. Where's the hunter? There we go. There you are. Right. somewhere around here is a wolf, and it's causing somebody problems. So she's got... Right, so she's got a hide coat, so she's better protected against that wolf. Probably than the villager is. Oh, she's got one. Usually that's what they suggest is, you know, if you've got a hide coat, at least you're better protected. To be fair, she's also got a bow now. A sword as well, like. Sand. Sand. Here's a sand pit. Right. Ugh. Jeez Louise, that's going to be a long trek. I wonder... Yeah, I'm going to have to get a road, aren't I? Because ultimately the wagon's going to have to somehow get up here. So this is... How the heck am I going to get a road up here? Right, I'm going to have to resort to this strange flattening tool. And try and just flatten things as best we can. Ugh, that's seriously steep. There's no harm building one now. Well, I'll wait until somebody comes up there. Oh, whoa! Where's the hunter gone? Right, you're back there. Right. Can you go and tackle that wolf over there? Oh, there's 3 of them. Oh, jeez Louise! Oh, you've got no chance. I don't fancy your chances either. Oh, I'm impressed. You actually survived that one. 3 wolves. Crikey. That's impressive. Right, what have you got that I can sell, basically? Nope. Right, we'll wait for the next one then. Oh, what is with these pesky predators? I mean, this place has got yields 1. I don't even clear them out, I must admit. Well, I'm going to have to be very careful with her. Right. Get somebody to harvest that, and then we'll get them to put that up. I mean, there's no real rush. It helps a bit, that's all. Right, anyway. This field's ready, so this one... So really they want to be doing the leaks in year... Well, it doesn't really matter if I start now with the farmer, then the clover, then the farmer. Tricky. Do that one, that one, and that one. Then we'll get that one to do its leaks. And then it's clover. Well, having said that, yeah, that one should be doing the leaks before, so let's cancel that. So you should be doing your leaks before that one. It'll be easier once I actually pick out all of the actual crops. So yes, that one's got to be doing its leaks before that one. 744. So what are these not doing? Like the jumping backwards and forwards for some strange reason. Oh no, isn't it good? We're under attack. Right, hunters. Where's the hunters then? Head over there. You're a hunter. I'll get them over in the centre. Because otherwise they usually end up standing on their own and end up getting attacked. Right, come on. Just run. Run. Want to stand over there? mean, they'll eventually get through the wall. I assume at some point they'll come for the market. Right, get back to here. That's usually what they go for, is the market. Which is a shame. Right, you two. Because I haven't got round to putting up any... so like, you know, towers to help protect the place, right? Right, you three. Oh wow, there's some coming from that side as well. Jeez Louise, I'm definitely going to need turrets here. Oh, foobar. Right, okay. That didn't go too bad. Right, so this place is going to be doing its leaks last then. So you'll be doing your leaks, then just give it a bit of... I'm just pushing it slightly to the side just to try and avoid frost, because it can still cause problems. So that'll do it in the year 3. So that one's already onto them. That'll do them next year. So that keeps them reasonably synced anyway, I think. Right, so have these got anything that I can trade between them? So anything I can buy or sell? I mean, gold. No, nothing there. Are you selling swords by any chance? No. No, just nothing jumps out then. Something, I mean, what do you want to buy? Clear? Clear. No, there's nothing I can sell at a really good price. I mean, I don't want to sell when the cost's too low. Could sell those. I mean, I'm not really stretched for gold at the minute. So that'll do. I'm not going to bother with them then. Right, I think that's finished. So, let's see, what do we do for defences then? Because I took that place down. Now that's going to need 5 a month, so I can't really afford much. At least not now. So I'll put one tower that side, and I'll put one tower that side. I didn't want to do that. I need to find the rotate button. There's got to be some... Nope. So what do I do for rotating these? Because this is the trouble, you play so many games and everybody's got their own opinion. See, like here, tab is what you use to rotate things. In other games it's usually like Q and E, for example, and tab is the inventory on some, whereas on some it's I. These game developers, they're... It'd be great if you could have like some sort of standard, you know, common across the board as to, you know, what everybody does and they do it all the same. Anyway, that's broken. Right, so I've got to manually tell them to fix it. Can't think why I wouldn't want to fix it, but yeah, c'est la vie. Right, so off they go. This time round, they're actually... So the weed level is extremely high. Rocks high. Right, so what happened then? 2 buildings destroyed. At least they didn't get any resources, so they must have like gone for the market to get things and then decided to attack there. So they didn't just come in and just run, which would have made more sense, to be honest. Right, so can I get a... I wish I'd remembered where I put that road, quite frankly. Right, if we go... It would have helped if I'd paid more attention to what the heck I was asking them to do. So that... If we build a... I mean, that's at least workable. Yeah, I mean, that's workable. It's too far. Right, so then we want, actually may as well keep that going. If we want clay pit, it's not skew place the pit. Ugh. Right, so this lot can do with removing. This place can do with... how the heck am I supposed to flatten that? Right, okay, so... if I try to... How big is this? It's 3 by 3. So if we go with that one, try to get them to flatten that. Right, in the meantime, while the camera's going here, there and everywhere, let's try and get them to... whoa! Base is too much. Try and flatten that a bit. That's seriously, like, steep. Because ultimately I need to get the wagon up there. Yeah, like I said, I should have paid more attention really to when I was asking them to flatten. In hindsight, that's a, like, yeah, that would have been a good idea. But there's infinite gold up there. There's infinite stone. Right, is that flat enough yet? Yes, so that's flat enough. So it's kind of a reasonable range. Right, so that needs flattening out. So if I go by that point there, I'll try and flatten that. I mean, I could try just flattening the entire hill and getting them to build up there. It's still way too steep. I've picked an interesting map, I'll say that. I mean, that is way too steep. How they would flatten that is beyond me. I mean, that's extremely steep. Because all they do is they kind of like average out. That's the goal, is that they try to average out the heights. And you've just got to kind of like go with the flow, as it were. I mean, you can see there's a massive gap there. So I've just got to keep them coming back to try and flatten it. Right, so that's good. I can't quite get to it. And then they finish the road off down there then. Yeah, at least we can get that bit of the road done. Because yeah, I mean, ultimately the wagon has to be able to get back up here. So how are we doing our fields then? So we're getting towards the end of the year. We're down to about 32% weeds. Oh, 10% now, somehow. It's gone from 32% to 10%, but there's a lot of rocks still in place. This one is, they're actually growing things, but there's just so many weeds. I mean, you can't realistically expect much out of that. Oh, that's not too bad, actually. But they'll just keep rotating as we grow by. I mean, we're into winter and we've got about 6 months of food. 82 of 97, so we're kind of getting by. Kind of. Right, can we do anything to try and flatten that? I mean, I'd probably flatten it at that point, maybe. That, I mean, they're getting up and down, that's the point. I mean, it's quite impressive. They're actually getting up and down. Yeah, that's a heck of a drop off. Is that the right place? Actually, go and chop that tree down while we're at it. But they're coming all the way up here. It looks like the gal. Oh no, not. They're just chopping this, you know, mining the stone out. I mean, in theory, I mean, I could kind of like flatten this area and even build the entire like town up there. I know some people have. They build like a big defensive area on top of a mountain. And then you know, that's how they defend the place. But go on a road, I want to flatten it. So that's... This is going to be the... This is a doozy because it's seriously high. So I'll just have to keep trying to flatten it out, and eventually might be able to do it. I don't know if they do... Well, do they do it during the winter? I guess they do. Because I know they don't touch the farms during the winter, so I was curious if they'd be doing the... You know, like a... It's not really... I wouldn't call it terraforming as such, because it's not... You don't get like terraforming tools. You can't just go and tell them, go and dig a deep hole here, or, you know, raise the ground here. They're just... It's just this. This is all you get. But what it should do, it should kind of like smooth out the height loss. Like, see, it's starting to... See, these sides are starting to show up because we're telling them to flatten the place. So what's the highest point? About up there. So if I... Let's get them to do that one then. As far as I'm aware, that's all they do is they just average it out. Because at the moment, that's a massive drop-off. I mean, it's like a really, really big drop-off there. And ultimately, I want at least... I think the wagon might still be able to get up here, but... Unless I can get the road, and it's not going to help. We'll find the wrong way. The fact that the people are getting up means the wagon will get up. So what does that look like on the finish? Yeah, it's starting to smooth out a bit. It's quite amusing that they're kind of like... This is a heck of a drop-off. Yeah. I mean... Keep them going down, because that's a very low point, that's the trouble. And I'm trying to... bring it down in a smooth way, if I can. It's like persistence, really. I mean, what gets me is that that's a massive drop-off. Even that is actually. I'm going to finish there. So it's starting to smooth it out a bit there, so what if we go from there to there then? Right, okay, so we've now got 2 people, so let's go and see what I can sell. So they're only buying at a cheap price. Don't really have enough logs. So the only thing is that, oh right, in that case I'll sell all these off. I've got quite a lot of these. Nothing there. I mean, I can buy, what can I sell to this one? At a high price. Planks. Have they got any planks? No. I mean, I could buy medicine on the cheap, but I'd rather try and make it myself. I mean, tools help. Do you have any better option? Candles. I mean, they are really down logs. I mean, I'm starting to build up logs, but no, I think I'll leave them be. Oh, down to 115. Right, so let's transfer some gold to the town. Keep that going. So I've now got at least a tower on those points. Because we're just about breaking even at the moment. I mean, fairness, that's because of what we've actually been selling, I'd imagine. It doesn't seem to come into it. What I've been selling at the trading post. Oh. Okay. Right, well anyway. That road that we're trying to build, I don't know how I'm going to get that flattened. Other than just keep trying. Ooh, we're on the point of actually building that now. Ooh. Ooh. Camera's going everywhere. So once I get that up, I'll then have sand that I can... I don't think that is... I don't think I had infinite sand though. So it's not like a resource I want to sell off. Yeah, I get the low desirability problem. Right, so... that... try and narrow it there. Yeah, it's still too steep. Nah, see that this is the trouble. It's literally just built. It's made things worse because it's literally flattened it, which wasn't the intention. So maybe I've got to. I take 1 point either side. Yeah, I don't think that's going to help me much. Because the trouble is, it didn't take into account that side of it. So it's just making things... Well, it's going a bit. If I can flatten that bit out. I mean, that's too high, so... It's... Oh, hang on, I want the flattening tool. So if we go by that one... I'm getting to flatten the edges, if you will. Oh no, they can't get down now. Oopsie! Yeah. Oh, fudgesicles, they can't get back down. Oh, they're going down. That's a problem. Right, so they've kind of like flattened it, but haven't. It's made it worse. Oh no. They're literally stuck. They're wandering and unable to work. I think it's a case of they can't actually get anywhere. Oh, go away, predators. I've got bigger problems than you. It would be useful, I mean, if... Because the limit would be... My life would be so much easier if I could just say, you know, can you just make a flat route from there to there? A reasonable way down. I mean, those points... Because as soon as you tell it to flatten something, it flattens it, but then it affects everything around it. I mean, that's flat, but it's... Let's try that point there then. And is that going to do anything? Nope, they're going home. I think they're just literally stuck. And they can't get down, I don't think. It's a bit embarrassing. I've kind of like made a bad situation worse then. So you're going to flatten that out enough for her? Yeah, so now they can get down, but the trouble is it's... it's no. I'm no further forward. I mean, I can do a bit of a road. Not much of a road. I mean, keep that straight at that point then. That's basically, it's a massive drop off. Oh, we've got more people joining. I don't think why, but they're joining. So if I go in that direction... Oh dear, you got scurvy. That's bad. Well, go and see the doctor then. Yes, you can join. We need more people. The more people, the better. So who are you? You're a builder. You're wondering because you've got nothing to do. Why? Right, where are we at? Up to here. So, oh, hello. Right, we've got 2 people there. We've got, how many in this mine have we got? 2. We'll go with 2. Because I've got more people now. So we're right on the limit. Right, in which case, since I moved the market... Oh, yeah, that's still a problem. So that house can go there. So I build one there. Oh, hold on, tick. Is that out of sync or something? Yeah, it's a bit out of sync, that one. I suppose it doesn't really matter because I'm stuck with this width here because we've got the market. And that shrine there. So I'll get some more in there. Road going a bit further. And that could do with flattening as well. Seven months of food and we're into winter. And this poor soul's stuck on... They're all stuck on the top of a mountain again. Oh, fudge sickles. Right, if we go... what if we go... in that direction then? Because I don't want these... I've got these steps here. I don't really want... Because it doesn't kind of like give me a clue as to what it's going to do. At least I can't quite make out. So I think because that's the highest one, I think I've got to go in that direction. Yeah, I think it's best to go from the highest to the lowest in this situation. Right, rotation, where we're going to get through that field. So they'll be doing the leaks next. For them it'll become the 2nd year, and for them it'll become the 3rd year. Speaking of food, we've got absolutely none. So we've got greens. There's a thought. Go to... They would probably bring in the storage closer, so they're not... I'm just making an assumption that they made some. Normally it tells you. So in the current year, they planted 376 out of a max yield of 376. Well, that was the clover. So they planted 893. Okay. So it seems to be going to plan, but the way I'm thinking is I'll get the road... Well, I want to leave a gap for the next... I forgot. Fences. I've got to deal with... I'll get, like, the wildlife will come in and eat the place. Boobar, I forgot about that. Roads and fencing. Right, so I'm going to put a fence around this place to keep them out. Otherwise they'll eat everything. So for now, I'll run it to about here. And we'll add another field in at some point. I need to check how many people I've got. So actually that one, I'll take that out. And I'll put the gate in. Makes no difference really. So I'll get them to build a fence around there so it'll be protected from the wildlife. Otherwise they'll just come in and eat the crops. Not that I've grown that many anyway, but in the next field will run. I'll have another set down here. That's more towards. It's going to be carrots, rye, and flax will go into this one. So these are going to be doing the peas and the beans and some wheat, plus the leeks. Trouble is, this one's the least fertile solution, but they all tend to prefer clay. At least the last time I checked, anyway. So that's not bad. We're getting the weeds down quite well, and the rockiness. That one's still got some ways to go. Oh, that's not doing so bad. So they're just going to focus for the next 2 years on these. I mean, if they can clear this out within that year, then that's good for me. Fertility's up 7, and oh, yeah, the fertility's going up because we've been running clover for quite a while. So there's 2 extra, 95 out of 102, and we need how many? 150. I'm just curious if anybody's actually still stuck up here. Right, so that. Why is nobody coming to do that one? I really need somebody to go and fix this thing here. Because I don't think I can get a road up there until I do that. I mean, how many people have we got? I mean, I've got 37 labourers. I'll wait till the second one turns up before I go and see them. So they're... Ooh, interesting. Interesting. Are they actually... Because I can hear all the banging going on, which I thought meant that we're actually clearing weeds. I wonder if what they're doing is like the work on different fields, because there's only supposed to be 4 people in here. Yeah, we're 4. So it looks like they're all helping out in each other's fields. Well, why nobody's doing this one, I don't know. So that's got most of the weeds. That one's almost done, which is interesting, because this one was the first one to be finished. So the weed... Looks like, what, is it saying the weed level's going up? Yeah, the weed level's going up, so... So, leeks. They do nothing for weed suppression. So they don't do anything to stop the weeds growing. Cabbages aren't good for that either. So, rye's a bit better. Buckwheat is a lot better. It's very good at helping suppress the weeds, but the trouble is it's got a lot of tolerance for rockiness. So these that we're growing they've got a reasonable amount for resilience against weeds. But anywho, who've got you there? So you're interested in baskets, so I'll sell my baskets because I've got quite a few. Keeping 4. Let's go with. Oh, just type it in. It's probably easier. Don't have any spare clothes. I don't want to be selling this off yet. So you're interested in baskets. Can I buy any cheap baskets? No. You were interested in... not a lot. I think I might start selling any excess soap off as well. That's a thought. I'm surprised normally I don't have many shoes left. I can sell shoes at some point. Right, hold on, what was this one? Yeah, we're not actually making any candles yet. Until I get to the point where I'm actually... I think we can do bees. Resources. That's the charcoal. Where's the bees? Bees. There they are. So the apiaries. So the farmers keep an eye on the fields, but they also help with the bees. So you can start putting bees down here, for instance. Bees. You can start putting these little beehives down. You can start dottering these around. You can see what their coverage is. So that's why I wanted to put the fields on these two on this side as well. So I've got fields on that side, fields on that side. So that coverage for that one is just short. So yeah, it's not too bad. 87%. Doesn't drop off that much actually. I suppose it's because you can get access to so. There's only so many bees you can put in there, I suppose. Right, how are we doing over here? Is anybody bothering? Can anybody actually get up here? Or is it just a complete disaster solution? Right, tell you what, I think this is broken. I need to be able to get them back up again. Oh, fudgesicles. Dirt road. So I was trying to get them to basically flatten this lot out. If we start at here. Okay, start at there. Hopefully somebody can get up there. It's one way of finding out, I suppose. I mean, somebody did. Tell you what. Oh! We've got a wolf problem. Wolves. Oh, the hunter's going to take care of them. At least try. So who's that? Oh, that's because there's two hunters, that's why. I was thinking, how the heck... how did somebody go in there? Because I would have thought like the only people allowed in there would be the actual hunters themselves. What's your problem? Ew. Oh no! They've got rabies! Are you not going to see the doctor? Where's the doctor's house? There's the doctor's house. Unless we need to get it upgraded to be able to support that ability. That might be a possibility. But whatever it is they're doing, they're actually getting up the hill, which is an improvement. But nobody seems to be wanting to do that. Ah, now that's possibly because we don't have enough builders. We're at 5 of 5. Let's get some more builders, because as far as I'm aware, it's the... Maybe it's the... It would make sense if it's the builders who do that. So who are you? You're a hunter. Who are these? Are these the farmers? No, labourers. Ten of 10. Doesn't tell me exactly how many I need. So what are you off to build? Oh, they're all busy building the fences, that's why. Yeah, they're all busy building the fences, but I'm assuming it's the buildings. It's classed as a work area, so maybe that's the reason. And 3 of 3. Current number of workers assigned doesn't specifically say, but I think that's what it is. It was just there's not enough people assigned as builders. So once they've finished this bit, then we can get them to focus on it. But yeah, I mean, we're getting there. I mean, at least we're going to start growing. They must these vegetables that we've got at the minute. So we're just growing leeks, not that many. But I'm just going to wait until I've cleaned out these weeds and rocks. So there's still a way to go on that one. That one's got more weeds than this one. This one's finished on weeds, but it still needs the rockiness clearing out. So hopefully it won't take too long. And I think these leeks, I think, just ending up as coming under greens. So we've got a lot of greens, which... Oh, no. I don't want to do that. Why would I want to do that? That's a dumb idea. We could start selling those off, because otherwise they'd just rot anyway. So let's keep some stored in there so you can keep transferring it across as well. 5 for them. Keep that ticking over. So then it'll start to get more gold, and then I can start putting up more of these towers, for instance. But yeah, it's not a bad start. I mean, we've got these 3, so I just need to wait for the weeds and the stones to be cleared out. Then we can start putting the rest of the actual crops in. And I need to start thinking about this side here, where we'll grow some other types. And you can just keep expanding it out as I go along, I suppose. The only drawback is I've realised that well, I need to leave a gap, don't I, for the... Yeah, I really should have put the fence in that point. Because the idea is they'll walk along here to get past the apiaries. Well, I think they actually walk literally into the actual room or not, into the actual field itself. But somewhere around here I need to start setting up storage, because it's not really practical to be hauling all this stuff back to here, for instance. That wouldn't make sense. I don't know where else they'll put it. But yeah, it makes sense to have all that down here. Have all of the, like the windmills and so on down here. So all the actual production that goes into all sorts of stuff. And we can also do cattle at some point. Yeah, we can do the cattle now. So I can start having barns, and then yeah, the compost fields for them, so that they can then start being used to help fertilise these. And they're not just relying on whatever we can produce up over here for the actual fertiliser. We'll get more out of the actual barns, I would imagine. Of course, they'll need food as well, so... Ooh, wowzers. There's a lot to think of here. And I'm almost hit my limit on people, which means more people. So yeah, it's a whole heap of things to do. And we've only just started with fields.